way,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? What questions you got for Killer? Let's roll it out. Talk to me. Ja, what's up?
Alright, so basically, I'm John Fossey. Can you walk us through like your writing process, like what you do to get you in that zone to lock in?
Yeah, definitely. I'm actually a mumble rapper before I make actual music. So I kind of just pick a beat that I like. I go and make melodies and like cadences and what I want stuff to kind of like sonically sound like. And then I kind of move that together, make a hook out of that, and then I put words to it.
Okay,
So a whole lot of nothing.
So like you punch in instead of like writing.
Yeah, pretty much.
Let's see.
Where you from?
I'm from Atlanta. I was gonna say here, but I forgot I'm not in Georgia.
Alright, that was like a cold question. This is a crazy one. So like, what's a like a big celebrity that you had like you want a relationship with, or like if you was in a room with her, you would.
Yeah, no, I do. I definitely feel like Nicki Minaj. If she was in here, I probably would bark. Not gonna hold y'all. Like, when I get nervous, I bark. Hopefully y'all don't see that today. But yeah, I probably would bark. Like, I'm not gonna hold you. If she was just to walk in here, I'm turning into a German Shepherd. I don't know what I would do. No, you can't. It's up to you. I just didn't know.
Okay, so I know the inspiration for your name came from like Tupac. So what about Tupac made you want to like use Killumantii as your name? Like what about Tupac inspired you to pick that as your name?
Let me tell y'all a secret. I normally charge for this, but I'll tell y'all for the free ski. But basically my teacher, my 8th grade teacher when I first made my Instagram, right? He used to play the Killumantii song like all the time. So I just thought it was cool, just like, you know, being acquainted with it, right? So I made it my Instagram name, and I tried to spell it like the best way that I could. I didn't realize I spelled it wrong until like I got older and I got famous, and people just started calling me that. So I'm like, oh, I guess this is me. So I really, not even gonna hold you. I don't really. It just happened.
Christian.
So basically, like, what kind of beats you really like the most? Like, as far as like when you want to pick a beat, like, what's your go-to like sound? As far as like what you like the most?
Me, I make music and I talk about people. So it depends on what somebody did to me that day. If somebody made me mad, I want someone to say 808. If I feel sad, you know, somebody ain't text me back fast enough, I want something little. Music is really just about telling on yourself and being vulnerable. So it really depends on the mood for that day. But if I get to pick, like, probably like something with 808s or like, yeah, 808s.
My fault, bro. Ladies first.
Okay. So being that you are a female artist, what are some of the biggest challenges that you have faced and how did you overcome those?
Biggest challenges. I guess feeling like people wouldn't listen to me if I wasn't like half naked. Because that's like when I first started, I was so nervous. I was like, I'll still put the video out. But I just, like I said, I talk about people in my situations in my life. And I didn't think people would care. But it worked and I'm here. So that was probably like the biggest one. Just overcoming mentally thinking people wouldn't like me because I had nothing physically to show. I'm built like a 8-year-old boy. So, you know, yeah.
My lady in the back.
Okay, so how do you try and find yourself to set yourself apart from the newest female rappers that are coming out? Like, what do you think is your it, like your it factor?
I feel like my it factor is just me. Like, I feel like just being me. Like, I know that sounds so cliche. You're like, oh, she's one of them. But I'm so serious. Like, when you're yourself, no one else is going to think like you, do like you, be like you. So it automatically sets you apart. And I feel like, yeah, just being yourself and not thinking twice about what other people think makes you different.
Alright, so my name is Wesley Worrell. I'm also from Georgia. I'm from Lithonia. So I was kind of interested in what part of Atlanta you're from.
Oh, I'm from the south side, from Louisiana.
Okay, and my next question was, I know you dropped the album recently. So what was kind of your influences on the album?
Influences. So basically, because I haven't dropped an album before this one since I was like 18. So I'm 23 now. So my biggest difference was to like show, hey guys, I'm 23. Like when I first dropped my first album, I couldn't even go in the store and buy anything like illegal at that time, you know? So it's just like, oh, I can go buy bottles and I can drive and like, you know, the government is gonna come to my door because I have alcohol. So yeah, that was like the main thing, just showing everyone like, hey, I'm not a minor anymore, you know?
Sync, go ahead.
Alright, so I don't know, but just asking like, so before you signed the Generation Now, did you have like a lot of offers?
Yeah, I did. I had.
So what?
No, go ahead.
So like, what like made you? What was something that made you choose Generation Now, like opposed to other things? Like, what advice would you give somebody like if somebody had offers and then like what helped you choose?
Okay, so I did have a lot, and the reason why I went with Generation Now is because they still took me seriously no matter like my age. Because when I first was like doing all these offers, I was like 17, 16, like I was still in high school. So everyone else wanted to like push me back and like, oh, you're a kid, like you need artist development, like oh da 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 da. And they were like, no, she's actually cool. We're gonna take you serious. You want to be an artist? Be an artist. So I feel like the professionalism and like someone see me as an artist and not like a 16-year-old kid with an iPhone, even though that's like what I was. But I had a bigger plan, so I just felt like someone who's seen like the bigger picture. That's why I went.
Gotcha. Leak, you had your head up, sir.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say like a lot of people usually see like I would say maybe the most recent like 2 to 3 years of work, but they don't really know like how much work you had to put in before that to get where you were. So how much like I would say how many years of like behind the scenes work were you putting in before you started to get that recognition for real? And what was it that you think made people start really recognizing you?
That's a good question. I wasn't prepared to answer that. Behind the scenes work probably took me like a year to make the album that I have out now. So kind of like, cause I like to sleep. I'm not gonna hold you. If I wasn't here, I'd be asleep. I was asleep before I got here. I'd be sleeping when I leave. So I just feel like really sacrificing stuff that I like to do for the betterment of like my career. So like, yeah. Sorry, I genuinely just forgot your question. I hope I'm answering it. But yeah, just changing a lot about myself to make music. Like my sleep schedule and stuff like that.
Bria, then you'll go.
I don't know if you answered this. I know I came in a little bit late, but what were some of the hardest things, being that you're so young and that you are female and that like you still wanted to have the party life and you know, then you had to take your career seriously. What were some of the hardest parts about like the balance between those things?
First, I like your hair. It's super pretty.
Thank you.
And the second thing about it, balancing it, was watching like everyone else my age do everything else I was supposed to be doing. Like I didn't get to graduate. Well, I did. I paid someone. But I didn't get to like physically do it. It came in the mail, and then I had to watch like all my friends online like go to prom and then graduate and then go to college. So I was like, oh, I have to go to work. Ha ha ha. But yeah, that's probably like the biggest thing. Kind of like trying to adjust. Like, is this normal? Like, because when you make music, there's no like guideline. Like, there's no book. Like, you know how when you become a doctor, it's like, okay, you take these classes, boom, you can go cut somebody's head open. You know, there's not like anything like that for artists. So it's kind of like, is this? Yeah. So yeah, that was pretty much the hardest part. Yeah, adjusting to that, like no longer being able to do certain things.
Alright, let's go slim to my guy over here.
I just want to reintroduce myself. My name is Avery Woods Gresham, and my artist name is Slim Ave. I just want to know how do you go about promoting your music through social media, specifically TikTok. That's just like I know it's a popular avenue as far as to promote your music. It's just I'm just not good at it. So I just kind of want to know what was your process as far as coming up with like skits and stuff to promote your music.
Okay, cool. I actually love this question because I tell my friends stuff like this all the time, and they never listen. So hopefully someone here is gonna listen to me. You are good at it. First off, you're just missing like certain tips. I feel like, or maybe you're comparing yourself, and that's why you feel like you're not good at it. Trying makes you good at it, so don't knock yourself. First thing you want to make sure you have is like really good lighting. The algorithm kind of pushes brighter videos, and you want to also do what everyone else is doing. That's one thing that I spoke to another gentleman a couple days ago about the same thing, and he's like strictly just trying to promote his music, and I was like, that works, but it's very rare that works. So I feel like try to do what everyone else is doing and merge in what you also have for your own agenda. Like a lot of YouTubers, for example, they'll do like all those couple channels or couple challenges. I meant to say, like, you know, all the little challenges that go viral. But also every day they're also doing their own stuff on top of what brings in people. You know what I'm saying? So participate in what everyone else is doing, but also do what you're doing, so the audience that you get from what everyone else is doing flows in. Like, you have something to fall back on. You know, like let's say you make a hit video off doing, let's say it's something called a soap challenge. You have the hit video on the soap challenge. People come and check you out from that, and you don't do anything else. You know, it's kind of just like a way of moving traffic. So do what everyone else is doing alongside what you're doing. Hashtags work. Also making sure the thumbnail is cool. That is also a really big deal. I don't know why, but they are. Just make sure it's like really clear and almost like a still picture, but you know, still like a really cool thumbnail. And collaborating. That
You say
helps too.
thumbnails, that's just like the cover image.
Yeah, the cover. Sorry, yeah, I'm a YouTuber at heart. Thumbnail worked for me, but yeah, just making sure everything is like rated E for everyone. So like clean, cool, picture friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, just try that.
Appreciate it.
No, appreciate you for asking. Thanks.
Just my point around. Let's do it.
If you had to take an artist under your wing, would you push for them to stay independent or sign with a label? And what are some things that you would like tell that artist to do to get to the next level?
I feel like, cause I be seeing so many posts like everybody wants to be signed, right? I feel like only sign when you like me. Should I tell them? Okay, I normally charge for this. I'm telling you for free. So me, I didn't sign until I had like my first hit, right? Because ultimately, you wanna have your own income. So when you sign, depending on what you sign, you may or may not see what you see. Like for example, let's say boom, you dropped a song called Soap. Soap take off. Soap gets 6 million views, right? 6 billion, trillion, whatever, biggest number. You think you're gonna see all this money. But due to the fact that you signed that little piece of paper, now you have to wait until other people see what they gave you before they can give you what you see. So you might not see what you see. See what I'm saying? So I feel like make as much as you can with what you have before you decide to like, okay, take all my rights away. I don't want to be a civilian. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah. Sorry, my train of thought is really, really small. I hope I answered your question. But yeah, definitely stay independent until like you need the money, basically.
Gotcha. We're gonna take 2 more, and then we're gonna make some TikToks. We're gonna get some energy. All right. I'll lady in the back. Let's go.
Okay, so since mental health is becoming a more conversation in the entertainment industry, music industry, all that, how do you find yourself to keep yourself grounded, especially being a female artist, being in a kind of post-COVID, not really sure kind of world, and then also just your personal life, like with people giving you their own doubts of what you want in your career, or even your own doubts of where you think you're gonna go in like the next 5, 10 years, so to say.
Me, first I'm working in this book. It's called The 4 Agreements, right? So, one of the agreements in the book is to not take anything personally. And I was like, what? Like, this book is cliche. But when you really start doing that, just like don't let other people's opinions stick, it really works. Like, I've dodged so much like mental, mental opinions that I normally would take onto myself by just not taking nothing serious. Like, once you realize, like, people tell you stuff because of themselves, like, once you step out of why, like, don't take anything too personally. Like, if somebody does something, I'm pretty sure they thought of themselves first before they even thought about you. Like, when people cut in front of you, they're thinking about, trying to get home to their girlfriend before, oh, this person is in this lane, let me not. You know what I'm saying? So not taking anything personally before you take it personally really helps. And, yeah. I think I answered your question. I did.
Drop
Yeah, I
them
ate
gems,
that.
for
Okay. Yeah, I ate that.
Alright, let's get one more before we start doing content. What up, John?
Alright, so now that you kind of have like your success and your journey as becoming an artist, do you ever look back and be like, damn, I kind of missed before the success happened, before being famous? Like, do you like miss the journey still, or is it everything you thought it would be and you enjoy it now?
That's a good question. I kind of blew up when I was like a kid, so I didn't really have time to be like an adult. So this is like all I know. So I guess I would have. I'm not sure. Cause I also only ever saw myself doing this, so I don't know. Yes, no, maybe.
Plan B is plan A.
Yeah, what do you say?
Alright, y'all, so let's go ahead and get up and start making these TikToks, vlogs, whatever y'all want to do, take pictures, videos,